Welcome to John Boy and Jake Radio. It is Tuesday, May 19th, episode number 214. DeAndre Baker and Quentin Dunbar have been arrested, given bond and released or something like that. There's a lot to that story. Warriors GM says that there was no joy with Kevin Durant. A South Korean football team apologizes for using sex dolls. We got bird toilets and just so much banter coming up. Wow, what an episode. What's going on? I don't remember that part of that song. That dun 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 dun. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to John Boy and Jake Radio. We hope you had a fantastic Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. We're back with you today. I got Jake here. I had my Jake Sucks hat on earlier today, Jake. I just switched it out because I had to record a cameo that expired in 7 minutes, and then I switched my hat because I didn't know if that would play for an 11-year-old kid. Anyway, how are you doing?
Hello, James. Hello, 11-year-old kids on Cameo. Happy Tuesday. Fighting the Tuesday monster pretty hard today. We're having a bit of a gentleman's duel. We'll see who wins the war. I'm doing all right. As you see, I've got my Jake Sucks shirt on. I've got a Talkin' Knicks shirt. Excited to wear this one. And yeah, last week was Vinegar Week. I got my shirt shipped. And when the shirts come in the packaging, they smell like vinegar. And I wore some of them. I wore a majority of them and just went vinegar, Jake. Because, I mean, I don't know. My girlfriend hates me enough. So, and so yeah, I got everything washed over the weekend. So I'm good to go. I'll be busting out some of the goods this week, man. I know I got a Cole 45 tank that I put it on while it was vinegar, and it fit pretty well. So We'll see if anything happened in the laundry. But yeah, man, I'm doing okay. Woke up at 4:30 a.m. Not good. Went for a run. Good.
Wow.
So me and Tuesday are having like I mentioned, a gentleman's battle. How are you, Tim?
Did you wear your mask while you ran?
So I was like 50-50. I mean,
Okay.
when I really started running, and I mean, you know, I'm on an open path.
Yeah.
You know, the mask is like starting to go in my mouth trying to breathe. So I was like, all right, you know, we can go around the rules a little bit here. So yeah, 50-50.
Nice. That's good. I was having a good morning. You know, I did my little morning show. I had fun. I snapped on one guy and probably regret that already. Dude, I'm just sick of people telling me my company's going to fail as if they have any idea what's going on in the company. And
sure.
And then people are like, oh, you're rattled. There must be truth to it. And I'm like, no, like it's just weird that the public wants to just say those things. Like, I know I need to ignore it. It just weirds me out. I fucking wish I could show you the behind the scenes of this company this week. It's been fantastic. It's like the most exciting 2-week stretch we've had ever. But so I snapped on one guy in the morning show. But other than that, dude, the morning crowd is delightful. And I've rephrased my opening for that show, Jake. I think you'll like it.
Okay.
It's this is for me, not for you. But if you enjoy it, I like that too. It's good, right?
It's poetry, man.
Yeah, it's good. Like, I don't care if you don't like this. I'm doing this because it's stuff I like to talk. I opened up with Chinese coins.
Copy.
Yeah. It's for me. So anyway, I had a good morning. And then Katie came in and told me the Mark Maron news, which just destroyed me for 10 minutes. And I didn't know if I'd be able to come out of that to do this show. Because I like, being light and silly. But his girlfriend passed away from COVID and he saw it and she tested negative. And he did a whole podcast. He's like crying and stuff. And I mean, you know how we are. Like, Katie came in and told me, and then she immediately, oh my God, I shouldn't have told you that. I shouldn't, because that'll kill me. It'll like really, really fuck me up. Like, the pitcher last year, everyone wanted me to make a breakdown about the tribute. And I'm like, I can't, I don't deal with this stuff well. So that killed me for a little bit. And then I came out of it. Now I'm thinking about it again. So I've had a little fight myself.
It's brutal, man. And I mean, dude, the Starling Marte news from yesterday. I mean, it's a little different because I mean the COVID stuff is kind of the overarching thing over the country right now. But if you're not familiar, Starling Marte is really solid ball player. He got traded to the Diamondbacks this winter. His wife broke her ankle, and then when they brought her in, she had a heart attack or something, and she died. So it's just like, and that's it's yeah, there's obviously crazy sadness to it, and if you want to go in that hole, I mean, get in that hole. I've been in that hole. And it's understandable, but at the same time, like, I don't know, man, like after yesterday, you and I had a busy recording day. I was kind of like fried cheese, just like mentally, just one of those like the soul kind of leaves your eyes days. Like Jess was looking at me like, "You're all right, right?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm just like the computer's turned off. Like I got nothing kind of for you right now." And then yeah, like you hear news like that, and you're like, "Okay, well here I am, mentally exhausted because I recorded a couple podcasts and shows, and I mean." People are dealing with the worst days of their lives. So,
Did we record 4
and
watching baseballs yesterday?
We went ham, man. We went ham. We did
I think we did 4.
a lot of 163s. And then Sunday we did stuff too. So it was we're picking up the slack because Poppy's going on vacation, and now everyone's checking their COVID protocols because we're going to be seeing Jess's family. So we'll see what that looks like. And I don't know, everyone will be excited to be outside, but you got to be careful. And moms are going to try to hug. And it's like, well, this is a nightmare. But it'll be a good time.
Yeah. I mean, do whatever you're going to do with your family. You know what I mean? We didn't hug when I went to visit my parents. We didn't touch at all.
Yeah.
But I think I'm going back down this weekend because Luke and Gabby just arrived in New Jersey. So we can go play disc golf and hang out and all that stuff. So I think I'm going down as well. We're going to look into Zipcar. How are you getting down there?
Dude, my mom's scooping us. Scoop and score. So
your mom's going down as well?
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
So we're it's going to be nice. It's going to be I mean, just your classic rom-com family get together, a lot of drinks, a lot of get us out day early, but it'll also be a great time. So
it's exciting. I saw pictures of my dog yesterday because Luke went to the farm, checked in.
Luke saw the dog. Do you know which one?
No, so I don't
think we got to. Yeah, we didn't get to pick at the 5-week mark or 6-week or whatever you're at.
Oh yeah, well we picked 2. There's only 3 left of the litter.
Right.
2 boys and a girl, so we have both boys.
So the other ones were already picked.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
See, when we did it, I think there was 4 boys, 4 girls, and we had first pick of the boys, but we couldn't pick until pickup day.
Yeah, maybe the people like did what Luke did. Like they went and saw all the puppies, and then were like, "Hey, we want this one," and they all have names already, which is kind of stupid. So like ours are Claire and something.
Yeah, I mean they kind of got to do something to identify them. I know when we got Noodle, they just did them by color, so Noodle was light blue.
That's what I read people usually do, not like human names.
Yeah,
but whatever. But yeah, Luke went and held the dogs, and they're really dark right now. I don't know if Wheatons are like super dark, but they're Amish. Like Luke was in Amish country. Like he had to help move. He had to help move the wheel and buggy to park in the driveway.
That's just a good time.
This one is one of them right here.
Okay.
What's going on here?
Okay, there's Luke. Puppy, yeah, he's got a lot of black around the nose with some dark features around it.
Yeah. So there's 2. So I think when we get the dogs, we're just gonna put me on one side, me and Katie on one side, my mom and dad on the other, and if they naturally separate, that's the dogs.
Ooh, love that.
Because how else are you gonna do it? You know.
Well, dude, again, so picture me at struggle making any decision in any facet of my life, and we're going to pick out one of the 4 golden doodle puppies.
Yeah, I mean, you can't even choose a drink.
Me and my sweet Jessica is her big smile and joy for life, and God, especially for Golden Doodles, me not being able to make a decision. So I don't know if you remember this. I think was this pre JJR? Yeah, right.
Yeah, definitely.
But so dude, so there's 4 male puppies. So one of them like didn't have like the golden doodle curls kind of.
Okay.
And so we're wondering how we're going to eliminate these dogs anyway. So we're like, "Hey, sorry straight hair doodle, but you got to go." So like we were stoked. We're like, "All right, early on, we already eliminated one. We are good." Then we start playing with the final 3, and I mean, we kind of got nothing. They're in puppy mode. They're throwing up, pooping, having a good time, and then finally one kind of laid up on Jess's chest and gave her the eyes, and it was like, "Hey, we get if I don't know what other sign we're gonna look for besides a friendly puppy." So we made the play, and it worked out. But yeah, man,
he didn't let Jess know he was gonna be a giant.
Yeah, and maybe they did. I think Jess just straight up lied to me. I think it's kind of like that Jordan story about the guy who said "good game, Michael," and he's like, "No, that was a lie."
Yeah,
I think Jess is basically straight up like, "I lied to you. I knew it was going to be a big dog." So that.
Well, golden doodles are big dogs. I've seen a bunch in my day, and we like used to dog sit one, and it's just big spastic dogs. It's kind of what they're known for.
We met one of his sisters from the litter. Like we did a puppy play date with it, like a year and a half in. And Noodle's 60 pounds. His sister was 40. So I think Noodle is like
Noodle's a male, right?
Right. But still, I think he's
because Wheaton's
it's supposed to be 10 pounds.
Oh, okay. Because Wheaton's are always the females are. Anyway, and we also decided on a name, which Katie already told you, but BBD doesn't know, I don't think.
Or real drum roll if you want it. I don't know if it's on the soundboard there.
Oh, volume's not up. McDougal. Oh.
Start clapping. BBD, instant reaction. 3, 2, 1.
It's fun.
Good answer.
It's fun. You get nicknames. You can go Doogs or you can go Mac. And MacDougall is a Scottish clan, and Wheatons are from that area. And Katie and I's one show we've watched together since we started dating is Outlander, and they're the MacDougall clan. So it fit a lot of boxes for me. It's not a common dog name. I didn't want that at all. It's something that ties to our couplehood, you know.
You got easy things to yell at it.
And yeah, easy nicknames. And it's kind of like, you know, I did not want a cookie cutter dog name at all, or something that was like cutesy, and I wanted something personal. So her dad actually suggested, he was like, "Oh, it's a Wheaton Terrier. Why don't you just do a MacDougall?" And we were like, sure. Yeah, MacDougall. Katie can do it with a good Scottish accent. MacDougall. Yeah.
What did you?
I'll probably go Doogs a lot, or Mac. And I read a lot of training books. I read like 3 websites, so I'm excited.
Gotta read the baby books. Okay, so going back to the Luke video, did you see videos of both dogs?
Yeah, but you can't tell them apart right now. I can show you.
Okay, I was gonna say, do you guys have a little bit of a lean from the video? Because I know that's a tricky game.
If my parents do, like I'm fine with offering it, because I don't think Katie nor I do. You know what I mean?
Sure.
I believe this is 1. Luke's holding 1, right? And okay. I showed you. And so that's the one Luke's holding. I showed you the video of that. Here's the one that Gabby's holding. I'll turn the volume down, since I don't want, if Gabby doesn't want her voice out here. Jimmy, you dumb shit. Hit the side button by accident. This is the other one. So if you have a lean, let me know.
Mark that, BBD. Okay, a little more nuzzle. Yeah, tough to say double video through the phone, but okay, cool.
Here's Luke helping move the horse and buggy because it's Amish land. It's kind of funny, right?
I mean, that's just a good time.
Yeah. So to get out of the driveway.
What besides them being pilgrims, Pilgrims.
Amish.
Nailed it. Same thing. What did Luke get weird breeder vibes?
No,
I mean,
he said
they
so.
are
Like, I don't even want to talk about this because I'm going to get so many opinions that I don't want. You know, it's kind of like when you mention wearing a mask and then people tell you or being safe, and you know, you just want to see that the parents are there. So we got to meet the parents of the puppies and that it's a clean environment. Like we had a lot of people tell us you don't want dogs that spend their first couple weeks in a barn because then they'll be barn animals. And they are in a barn, but they're in like a playpen in a barn. And Luke said it was clean and there's human interaction a lot. So what are you going to do? You know?
Yeah.
My mom started going into that web and she was like scaring herself. And I'm like, I appreciate you doing the research, Mom. But like, you know, I think, you know, dogs are ours and we'll train them.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Noodle was raised on a farm for 8 weeks and now he's just a big city fucking rat. So,
that's the dog banter. I put the you but different. Do you want to talk you but different?
Your call, because there's a way that you don't get depicted in the best light if we do this segment.
No, okay. So here's the thing. We talked about this on John Boy and Jake Radio that I was going to do this.
Yes.
And I'm having a lot of fun with it. And when I told Luke what I was doing, you know, Katie just started cackling because she finds it hilarious. And Luke said, "You're so lucky that your girlfriend finds this stuff funny." And then I said, "What?" And then Katie said, "It is funny." So if I have Katie's blessing, I don't always have Katie's blessing, I'm fine. Now, if anyone doesn't know what we're talking about because you missed the other episode, I made a Twitter account called You But Different. And when people post pictures of themselves, I just slightly edit them and then respond with the different picture. And I've been doing it to people I know. I mean, but some of them might not know it's me doing it. But I've been doing it to people I know. And, you know, it's a good time. Like, where's this one of you, Jake? Or BBD, the one I did of you is kind of fun.
That one was really good. I sent it to my brother, and he's like, "What the fuck? What the fuck is this?" So
there's BBD's Abby pick, right?
Yep.
I could probably just bring this up on the computer, and you know, you but different account just kind of trimmed up the hair and put a frown on his face. So you but different.
Yeah.
It's like picture hunt. You know, what's different about this picture? So I did it to a lot of people. I did it to Pennick, and he didn't respond. Like Pennick, you know, young babyface Pennick. I gave him a full
beard, right?
Full beard.
It's a good look.
You look good with it.
Yeah. He didn't respond at all. And then I did it to a stranger. You didn't respond either, BBD?
I didn't get like a notification for it until like I went and saw it the first time, and then I followed the account, and now I think I'll get notifications.
I was following Zero and being followed by Zero, so you don't get those people don't get notifications, you know.
Yeah.
So anyway, so I did it to a stranger for the first time, and it did not go well.
No.
He was like so freaked out, but all of his followers were responding to him like, "Dude, it's clearly like that's what that account does. They're just making a joke." And he was like, "Yeah, I know, but it's still freaky."
Right.
Yeah. So Katie was like, "Maybe don't do it to strangers anymore." But then I
think strangers is fine. I think you just need an age restriction.
I didn't know that kid was 13.
I mean, A, BBD marked down that sound clip as well. But B, yeah, I mean, it's tough. I mean, it's
if I knew he was 13, I wouldn't have done it.
Right. And that's fine. And again, I think end of the day, there's really no harm, no foul. But you know, kids are fragile. I mean, imagine being a just finished 8th grade or freshman in high school, and you know, someone on the internet is posting a picture of your face altered.
Yeah. Oh, I get it. When he was like
that, you don't know. It can be off-putting.
Yeah. Well, I won't even show it because he's 13. But
to be fair, that kid does not look like he's younger than 18.
Yeah. I thought he was just like 19, you know, whatever year old. But he didn't like it. So, you know, I I did open it up to like a stranger at one point, and it was because I just searched selfie, and I just whatever picture came up I was gonna do, and it was like a girl. I was like, I'm not gonna do that.
Know what I think you need to do? I think you need to, in classic John Boy fashion, is reach out to the furthest of your, not the furthest of your tentacles, but the people on Yankees Twitter that we interact with and have helped build this, that we don't have a formal relationship, but like the hoodie crew, because they're gonna eat it up.
I'll do hoodie. I'll do hoodie Glaber. I did Eric,
and then and then from there it kind of becomes a thing, and people can either start tagging people, or if you hunt it out, and then you have a body of work behind it that shows this is all you do.
Yeah.
Well, not just freak out 13-year-old boys on the
internet. I also reached out to Evan of Evan & Co.
Sure.
And he said, I think that kid's just overreacting. I don't think many people are going to react like that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know the 13-year-old genre as well as I'd like.
Mark that down, BBD.
Mark that down, David.
You said I don't as well as I'd like, which is a tough.
I just wish I could relate better to them.
No, we already have the clip. Anyway,
I'm fine with that clip.
It's say it again, more clear.
I wish I could relate better.
That's not what you said. That's not what you said. Not what you said. Not what you said. Anyway, so yeah, that's what I did over the weekend. It was really nice out this weekend.
It was hot one day.
We just bought an air conditioner yesterday. I told Katie, I said, if we don't buy an air conditioner on Monday, yesterday, when we went to sleep on Sunday, I said, if we don't buy an air conditioner tomorrow, it's a failure of a day. So we bought an air conditioner.
Nice.
It's too hot. I've been sleeping with no blankets.
Love a good ultimatum.
Yeah. So we got one. All right, let's go to the sports. We got some sports news.
Last Dance wrapped up over the weekend, and great documentary. A lot of people's sanity / sports fix was filled through that. Good stuff with the Jazz and MJ wrapping it up. And I was going to say fun news. DeAndre Baker and Quentin Dunbar arrested for, guns, partying, the huge good times. Knicks came up today, and I've got my Knicks shirt on. Adam Schefter just kind of shat on them for no reason. And it was like, hey, come on, man. Be cool about it for once. Bartolo Colon, big sexy, still wants to throw the old pineapple, preferably with the Mets. Why not, babe, if we play baseball? Sports kind of came back over the weekend. That was fun. There's a golf thing, the Bundesliga. The Warriors said there wasn't joy in the 2018 title. Durant counters say they look happy as fuck in the pictures. And a guy named Joke wins the Madden tournament only using running plays.
Wow, the sports. Let's just do Last Dance right away. I enjoyed the doc. I wish they omitted the pizza story because I think that kind of is the one thing that kind of now, if the pizza story wasn't in there, I think that the whole, like, okay, so people are saying it's very biased and in Jordan's voice, and obviously he produced it. I think the pizza doc puts it over the edge where now you're like, okay, wait, what else? Because it's like clearly a fabrication and a dumb story. So now it opens the door to like, wait, let's rewatch this and see what else is probably bullshit. So that's my only complaint is the pizza narrative. The rest of the doc I loved. I thought it was fantastic.
BBD, I'll kick it to you because I know you had some firm takes on this too. Where are you at with the pizza game?
I think that's more or less exactly what I'd say on the pizza situation. I mean, it's just I believe exactly 0% of the pizza story.
Oh, if you believe the pizza story, I got a bag of rocks to sell you.
I mean, you can't tell me.
Give me them rocks, baby. Give me them rocks.
Michael Jordan the most famous person on earth the night before a finals game had his like 2 or 3 closest confidants around him with 5 people delivering a pizza, and they said they had a bad feeling about it ahead of time, and then they let him eat the whole pizza by himself.
And
And also, since when does pizza give you food poisoning?
And they gave the name, like when they called all the pizza places, like, this is for Michael Jordan. What? That's the exact fucking opposite of what celebrities of his ilk, which there isn't really, would do. Like, you would never do that. Yeah, it just kind of nothing adds up.
My other
what do we got?
Hungover.
My other thing is like it's a hungover game.
Yeah.
And I don't know why he wouldn't just admit that, because that's the thing that like would have made him look bad and people think of him differently, even though everyone knew that.
Yeah.
So it'd have been the perfect thing to like, he said he would look bad, and like you only care if you're a loser because like he played well and whatever. It's part of the cool story.
And the other thing is, if he thinks someone spiked his pizza, this is the most revengeful, spiteful dude in the world. We would know that a supermarket in Illinois said like, this is one of the best steaks, and they put the number 23 in the steak on a promotion, and Jordan and his camp sued the fuck out of him for using him. If 5 guys poisoned a pizza before the night of the finals in Utah, against Utah, like that would be a vengeance, a story, a hunt, a path. There's just like, like BBD said, 0.0 of that story makes sense.
I'm in on it. People of Salt Lake are nasty. They're as nasty as a fan base gets. And I mean, if a pizza gets delivered to the hotel that the Bulls are staying at, and you know the Bulls might have been the only people staying there. Again, I mean, picture jump in the 90s. I mean, this is before social media and stuff like this. And you've got a couple bums at the only Salt Lake pizza place that's open at that time of night. And you got some of these vengeful people that are like, hey, if this is going to the Bulls, let's put some nasty stank in there. Fuck it up. We could win for our Utah Jazz. And the Jazz are known as the nastiest fan base in the NBA. And I don't know. I just like what you're saying. If it was a hangover, I mean, why would the hangover be so gnarly after they just lost the playoff game? And like, why wouldn't Michael Jordan have these other flu games where he could barely walk? Like, I get like the hangover doesn't make sense to me either. So I can see where you're finding flaws in the food poisoning story. Hey man, I've had some nasty food poisoning, and when you say pizza Salt Lake, I can get there pretty easily. I don't know. I just give me the other story that adds up, because I mean the hangover thing, I put that at the same level as the pizza story, if you want to believe either of them.
Well, yeah, it's a guy that went to Atlantic City, you know, before a big game back in 92 or 93 or whatever it was. Like, you know, dude, definitely he had 3 cigars a day. So it's something about not taking care of his body on his own terms makes more sense to me than 5 guys knowing they're delivering a pizza and poisoning a pizza. And if 5 dudes poisoned a pizza, 5 dudes don't show up to the door. Because, like, what? It's just 0.0. It makes 0 sense. Like, what in a pizza could go bad? They would have to have spiked it, which is a criminal offense, which Jordan and his crew would have went after. You know, so
pizza place in Salt Lake, man. You're digging up old cheese. You got old dough. You got cheese that's been out.
Very hard for old cheese and old
dumpster.
It has to be like bad meat usually, like, you know. But yeah, there's 0% that I buy of that story. And then that's the only thing. The rest of the doc I think is amazing. And also like the 5 security guards to be like, this pizza looks bad. Let's just watch Jordan eat all of it. Come on.
The story going around is that Jordan wasn't letting them have any, which is fine, but like, still don't let him eat an entire pizza, even if he didn't have a bad feeling. It's the night before the finals. He probably shouldn't have an entire pie.
I mean, try telling a hungry MJ not to eat the entire pizza. I mean,
and he's an athlete.
The pizza's gone.
Yeah, and he's an athlete that works out a bunch. So like eating a full pizza that's plausible. But just everything else is
Fair.
kind of like silly.
I mean, the 5 delivery guys, I mean, that's kind of one of the key parts of the story. And if you can believe MJ Mania and the fact that the Bulls are staying at the one hotel, I mean, I think it's easier to put together than you think. I think putting a 0 on it's a mistake.
Yeah, I'm zero belief in that story. But anyway, the rest of the doc was fantastic. I thought it was really well done. I didn't know the Kerr father and MJ father connection. Kerr's joke at the podium was really good.
Kerr, type 5 on the mic, man.
Yeah. Then, I mean, we'll probably not get like an inside look like that. Like some of the, like sneaking Rodman away and like he calls the camera crew and it's like, this is what we're going to do. Cause I know you want to film it, but we don't want the other media to film it. Like that inside access is incredible.
Yeah, and the self-awareness for them at the time is brilliant, and it's awesome that they waited this long to get it out. And again, it's the characters involved. I mean, the Rodman stuff. I know BBD and some of the Talking Knicks crew have been having some good laughs because Simmons and Russillo, a couple of my basketball guys, they both kind of had the take that Rodman was boring. And what they were trying to say is that, if you have a conversation with Dennis Rodman has never been like, whoa, but like you could say that about so many athletes. Everything else Rodman did is nuts. I mean, the fact that he left an NBA Finals to go to a WWE event, and then he's like sneaking out from the media, and the fact that Phil Jackson could wrangle up that whole horse and pony show. I mean, that's insane.
It's crazy. But people were saying, like, imagine what a headline that would be now. But it was a headline then, too. Like, they showed every news outlet and 300 media trying to track him down. So, like, there's some things like him drinking a beer and getting on a motorcycle. I don't know if that got nearly as much attention as it would now. But the WWE thing definitely got attention then. Like, it definitely was a big what the fuck.
It got attention then. I think the thing that's funny is if you do, okay, so let's do these things in 2020, like, someone's going to see, Rodman at the airport, or someone's going to see Rodman doing something along the way that it's like, wait, why is Dennis Rodman in Michigan right now? And I think that the tracking of it would be pretty wild. But yeah, that scene's pretty kind of underrated because obviously there's so many good scenes. But I mean, the reporters like sprinting up the stairwell to try to catch Rodman as he jumps in his ride. Crazy.
What's a shitty job, those guys? It's a weird life.
Yeah.
To be sprinting with a camera.
It's an odd life.
Make content your own
different
I know
way. We normally don't give them a ton of love. ESPN rushed it up. It was beautiful. Like it was, it helped. Like it helped people. And then I saw they interviewed the director guy and SVP asked him because, like you said, I think they had the first 4 done or something like that, and then they edited along the way. And so they asked them. They were like, "Hey, so did you guys miss anything that you wanted to?" He's like, "No, I mean, we had the whole storyline mapped out, and everything we wanted to get on there. So, that's it. And she's a beaut."
It's a good one. Let's move on to the saying on basketball. The Warriors GM Bob Myers said that it wasn't joy when Warriors won in 2018 title. Kevin Durant snapped back. What he's saying is perfectly fine. He's just being honest. He's just saying the pressure of the world was on us to win that title. So unlike the first one, where it was the whole entire journey was just joy and I can't believe we're doing this and let's shock the world and let's have fun. Obviously in 2018, when you get Durant and now it's like, if we don't win, we're failures. There's no second level. It's more relief than joy right away. And I think that's totally fair and like normal human reaction. It was probably more relief for the GM after getting Durant to win than not win. There's still probably joy surrounding it. So maybe you should have said it was more relief than joy, and then Durant to snap back, like Durant's always going to snap back. And I'm kind of okay with that too. But I think this is being just misconstrued just for misconstruing's sake. It's a totally fine quote.
Yeah. And I was going to say, maybe this is Corona news But at the same time, if this happened outside of Corona, this headline would still be on there. And you're right. I mean, joy is the key word. When you think joy, you think like, pure, unadulterated joy and just like feeling it. And obviously this team didn't have it because they were already like a dynasty and added Kevin Durant. So joy is the key word there. And then people aren't going to care about that because you can also put joy in a bucket with just like happiness. And, we won the title. And yeah, that's exactly what Durant's saying. And hey, looping it back to the Last Dance there. I mean, they showed when they won that last title. I mean, everyone played nice for a little bit. Krause, Phil, like when they won the title, everyone had a good time because that was their goal. And same with Golden State. But yeah,
and he didn't
for a better headline than story.
And he didn't say the whole team didn't feel joy. He said like him personally, the GM. He went and got Kevin Durant. If they didn't win, he'd get a lot of shit for that. So like, and coming in, the previous year, like, coming in second place, there's still a contingent that said, well, it was a great ride. But when you win and then you add KD, it's win the championship or bust. So it's definitely like relief plays a huge mix. So I think this is being just the media and people are doing what they do with stories. It's a fine quote. It's a fine response from KD. I don't care. That's my thoughts.
And the other important thing, I think, if I'm not mistaken, he is saying that it wasn't a joy, that second title with KD. The first one was still fun when they won 73 games, then added Kevin Durant. That first year was fun, the first year they had.
Okay.
And they were like kind of telling everybody in the world to go fuck themselves. The second year when it was like, all right, well, you literally just have to win. That's the year that's not fun.
Still adds up. All right. I have a lot of questions for you on this story, Jake. The guy won a Madden tournament only with running plays. I mean, you're my Madden guy. Is this impressive? Where's the balance between impressive and annoying?
So that is the interesting question, Jim. And I mean, that's kind of the secret. That's the dark secret to Madden. If you play Madden like real kind of football, like you'll do well. Like
you're really good at running the ball.
Yeah, I'm really good at running the ball, and then you set up a play action pass, and like an ideal Madden game for me, my stats are going to be like 200 yards rushing, 8 for 10 passing with like 3 deep touchdowns. Like that's the Jake Madden formula. This is interesting, Jim, because there is some strategy which I like. So apparently they had like a budget and a salary cap, which is kind of fun. So you could kind of build your own team however you wanted to. And so so this guy who goes by Joke, which I think does make it a little more fun. He didn't even have a quarterback. He had a punter playing quarterback. And I think what BBD said was that, a punter's minimum salary is less than a QB's minimum salary. So, he spent that money everywhere else, which, hey, again, if you're the GM and you're spending every dollar and you have your game plan and you're going to run the ball every play, I guess I get it. I'd like to think he could have made the cap work where at least you have like, one of the worst quarterbacks in the league, just in case there might have been a pass down the road. But no, I mean, I kind of love it. The games must have been pretty brutal to watch. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of hilarious, right? He probably got the best run blocking offensive line and tight ends, and the best blocking fullback and the best power running back, and he just probably went up the gut every play. Had like 3 plays, played the numbers, and I guess his defense is really too. So I'll give Joke his credit where credit is due. But yeah, he spent all his money on like the best defensive players.
I love
his offense, and he made it work.
I love the whole thing, and I just read the ESPN article, and it gets really sad at the end because he broke into tears because he dedicated it to Taylor Spot Me Robertson, who was killed in the 2018 mass shooting at the Madden tournament. So that's sad and respectful and all that. But Tress Way was the punter that he used as quarterback. Now, does Tress Way take this to the Redskins and say, huh?
Oh, absolutely. If you're Tress Way and the Redskins are reporting this year, I mean, you walk in with the belt.
Yeah. I mean, he is a winning quarterback. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. I mean, I like that it worked. Now, do you think this ruins the integrity of Madden moving forward? Like if now the next year or the next big tournament, like 3 guys try to do this and now everyone's drafting punters as their quarterback?
Well, I think that's what's interesting here to me is because I'm not as deep. I haven't owned a Madden game in a few years, but again, like my my formula just works. The running the ball and getting guys in space. It's a tale as old as time. Second, Beauty is the Beast reference in a couple days.
Same reference as well.
Oh yeah, the same one. I'm gonna keep that rolling all week. Maybe I'll get some Lumiere going. Huge Lumiere guy. Everyone knows that. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, it's tough. And what I was saying is joke. Like you click through that article. Like apparently he's known in the Madden community. Like he's been playing for years. So I'm assuming this has kind of been his thing, and it's tough for other people to replicate. But yeah, it's copycat league. So we'll see what comes from it.
All right, I like that story. It's a good one. The rest of the sports is,
I think they aired those games on ESPN, and I think that might be the funny part.
Oh man, that sucks. This guy just runs the ball.
You know, whatever producer got thrown into that was like, come on, give us one pass. Give us a play action deep.
Oh yeah, that blows. There's something about the Knicks on here, but I mean, I can let you and BBD do a couple minutes on it, but I don't think the general public cares about the Knicks.
Well, it kind of is a general public Knicks story. Schefter just tweeted out this morning, completely unprovoked, and said like, the NBA lottery would have been today. Would have been great to watch the Knicks lose that. And it's like, okay, so we're just like, this isn't reporting.
Yeah, just a layup joke.
Just a Tuesday morning shit on the Knicks. Cool, Shefty. Appreciate you.
Greg in our group chat said, well, the Knicks actually have a 91% chance of losing the lottery, and no team has more than a 25% chance of winning it. Only one team wins it every year. It happens to never be the Knicks. And this is the one year the Knicks probably don't want to win it. So, because the draft class, getting a little deeper than we need to, but
it's just like, come on.
There's no reason for it. There are people saying Schefter is like a Knicks fan, and he was making like a self-deprecating joke, but then I saw someone saying like, yeah, he's a self-hating Knicks fan, like all of us, but he's like the Eeyore of that. And
Shefty's on my list. I know the only team that I know he's affiliated with is Michigan because he's a Michigan man. So like if Michigan gets a recruiting violation, I will be sending it at you.
I mean, that's the same thing as just being like, they're going to have no fans in attendance. It won't be any different for the Rays. I mean, you guys don't get offended or think that's mean, right? It's the same thing. It's just a stupid joke.
But like that's a Corona joke. That's like, you know, like you're saying that's easy, but at least there's some relevance to it. Like the lottery thing in the Knicks, it was just, come on. Like it could have been a throw-in at the end. It was like his whole thing. It was tough.
I think it's just a throwaway joke. Hey, I haven't tweeted in a while. Oh, bah.
Well, I mean, he's a guy. These guys pride themselves on not being those people. That's kind of the part.
Shefty's been like better though. He credits the PMT dog a lot. Like that's fun.
Yeah, dog's broken some stories.
Bartolo Colon wants one more season. That's awesome because they're going to expand to 30-man rosters with 20-man taxi squad, and everyone wants proven veteran arms, and it's a shorter season. So, sure. Awesome. I like that. But then he says preferably with the Mets. And that puts the Mets in a real weird spot. They got a lot of pitchers, the Mets. They got DeGrom, Stroman.
What they have.
Porcello, Matz, Waka. They got Gesellman. Like, they got Seth Lugo. Like, they got a lot of arms. So, I'm all for Bartolo coming back, but go somewhere where, like, you can crack the top 5 or 6.
Yeah, ideally, and you wonder what that looks like. I mean, hey, and no team would plan on having him in their top 5. You'd have to have injuries anyways. So hey, if he wants to sit in the Mets bullpen and clean up the slop, and if enough guy gets hurt, get some starch, sure. But I mean, it's going to be very much joke Bartolo, which kind of sucks because he can still throw a couple good innings for you.
I mean, that's what he started like way back in the day when the very first time they thought Bartolo was done. And then he came back in 2010 with the Yankees? And they started as a, long relief. Like they got him for long relief. Was it 2010? 2011. And we're so far away from that, but that's when people thought he might be done. And the Yankees were like, you can be long relief. If you crack the rotation, that's cool. He cracks the rotation and then turns that into another 7 more good years of baseball.
He threw 146 innings in 2018.
Let's see. 2011 with the Yankees. How many games did he not start? So his first 3 games he came out in relief, and then he started on April 20th and just was really good. I wanted them to re-sign him instead of Freddie Garcia when they did that, but
he finished 6th in the Cy Young in 2013 at age 40.
Yeah.
Throwing 1.5 pitches.
Oh, yeah. You want my fastball or my slower fastball? Because I'll give them to you.
Butte. Bring him in, the Mets. Come on, Brody.
I don't know how many MLB ready prospects they've got. So they are 2 injuries away from actually needing him if they don't have a young guy who can step into the rotation.
This is the team that keeps Tebow in AAA. Bring on Bart.
Yeah. So then Hughes got hurt in 2011. Oh, dude, this is interesting. I went to Baseball Reference to see his game log, and the first game, opening day for the Yankees in 2011, home plate umpire, Dale Scott.
Dale Scott, friend.
Going to be on Friday's episode of Talking Baseball.
We might get him on JJR. That guy's got it.
Yeah, he's awesome. Let's go to half. All right. Did I miss anything?
You're good. There's the DeAndre Baker, Quentin Dunbar gun thing. If you really want stuff, go look.
Go listen. Yeah. Go listen to Talking Giants if you want that, because I'm not even going to try to cover it. He's been all over it, cracking me up.
He was funny, man. He was funny with all that. We did some on Talking Sports with it too, and I mean he is somewhere between having a blast and in too deep with it, but that's kind of
a beautiful place to be.
Story.
Yeah, it's a beautiful place to be. Are we doing states, BBD? What state?
Yeah, before I get there, I'm noticing just a 3-game stretch for Colon with the Yanks. He had 8 shutout innings May 18th of 2011. Then he had 6 earned runs in 6 innings, and then had a complete game shutout the next game. It's just, I don't remember him having games that good, and then also having a terrible one in the mix there. So it just made me laugh.
He was good, man. He was really good that year. And maybe he fell off at some point. His ERA ends at 4, but that's not indicative of how good he was.
It looks like the last 3 starts of the year weren't great.
Yeah.
That put him over. But I do have a state for us.
Okay.
We're just doing states now.
We forgot to rank our days.
Yeah, I didn't make the data sheet anyway for that, so at some point. But today's state will be Florida. We had a fun half, a lot of different kinds of stuff going on, and we accidentally harassed a 13-year-old, so Florida.
Oh, okay. Adds up. That's good. Jay, quick day ranking yesterday. Like we said, we recorded a ton yesterday. You all right?
Just stretching, staying loose.
We recorded a ton yesterday. We had a fun big meeting. There's a lot going in the works. Katie and I went for a walk. We went 20 steps, and then we had to turn back. I'm going to give my... it's hard. It's hard. I don't want to set the bar high. I'm going to go a good 6. I'm going to go a 7.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is it Corona rankings different than normal rankings?
Yeah. And I wonder, I mean, does the schedule I feel like we almost need like a ratings expanded thing. Like productivity yesterday was pretty high.
Yeah.
We kind of brought the noise yesterday. Emotionally, got pretty drained, and then I kind of had a buzzer beater moment. We got a table delivered last week, and I went into dad mode to put it together, and I was doing it, and I was like, crap. I kind of hit this point where I was like, uh-oh, like I'm in trouble. They sent the wrong part.
Whoa.
So I felt really good that I couldn't put it together after that.
Yeah.
So then we got the replacement in yesterday, and again, I was gas mode. Like I just like eyes at the ceiling for about 45 minutes. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to finish this day by putting that table together. Went for it. Couldn't get past the first step, back in the box. So all in all, yesterday, I mean, 5'8" my height.
You wish. Boot season, maybe.
Whoa.
Okay. Yeah, productivity and days and go hand in hand for me, I found. Like if I have a lazy day, we don't do anything.
Some correlation.
Yeah. So 5'8" and 7'1". And I think these will be Corona days.
Corona days.
If they're Corona days, then bump mine to a 7'5".
Wow.
Yeah. It's very tough to be the first day. All right, let's go to the news.
I read the news today, oh boy, and though the news was rather sad, well, I just had to laugh.
Well, it's 6 o'clock. Time for the news.
South Korean football team apologizes for using sex dolls to fill the stands. A man tried to... Power workers in China build toilets for rare birds. A neighborhood in Florida taken over by loud, chaotic peacocks. A man wears a watermelon on his head as a mask while robbing a gas station. And he gets caught. Raging house party ends when man shoots himself in the groin. That's a good ending.
I read the news today, oh boy.
So I found Tuesday shows because we have so much banter, so much damn banter from the 4 days off. And then the sports, we're already coming up on an hour. So I don't know if we want to do all of these or just one. We put the bird baths in the headline, so maybe I feel a little obligated to do that. We can save some for tomorrow. What do you think?
Yeah, maybe bird baths and the South Korean football team, because that's kind of sports there.
All right. Power workers in eastern Chinese province of Jiangsu have been installing toilets for oriental storks nesting on transmission towers. The rare bird droppings contain acidic materials that can potentially endanger the structure, leading to electrical accidents. If they fall on insulators, the feces could cause the circuit breaker to trip, basically cutting off the power flow. The toilets are boards placed under each nest to catch the stork's shit. Oh, I mean, that's kind of just like cool then, right?
Yeah, I mean, what this is kind of genius and should be more of a study on how to get people to learn, because you put the word toilets in there for animals and we're like, yeah, let me find out about this bird toilet. And then you hear the facts and you're like, okay, that's pretty smart.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy that these birds shit out like danger.
Yeah.
Some powerful shit. Here's a
It's
little
cool for the birds.
little video of it. Okay, got a bird flying over
Nice
some
drone
empty
shot
fields.
there, huh?
And they nest on top of these big towers. And so they're just like, the birds make their nests and these guys got to go up there. Okay. Whoa. They're climbing the tower. I'd be scared. I'd be scared.
Yeah, I'm not a medium heights guy. Like if I'm on a plane or something, I'm not scared. But if I was doing what these guys are doing, I'd be having a bad time.
Yeah, I wouldn't even say that's medium height. Those towers were fucking high. I'm not a
big.
All right. I mean, that's badass. Go humans.
Cool.
Letting the birds live, in a lesser time, maybe people just kill those birds.
Cohabitate. Oh my God, absolutely. If
Yeah.
this story is before 1960, the birds are dead.
This South Korean team is apologizing for using sex dolls to make as like their fake fans in the stands, you know? And I'm kind of like, I don't think they need to apologize for this. They put clothes on them and masks over the mouth. So if you were to just see these mannequins, you wouldn't be like, oh, these were designed so humans can fuck them because they're lonely. You know what I mean?
Right.
It just looks like fucking mannequins. Like, who's the person, whoever saw the picture that I just showed you, right? Whoever saw that, Jake, and said, I can't believe they're using those. That's the sex mannequin guy. Otherwise, you wouldn't know. You have to be very intimate with your sex mannequin if you see one fully closed with a mask on and you still can identify them just by their eyes.
Yeah, there's some moving parts here because I mean the internet's always gonna win. The internet's gonna find out if you're putting sex mannequins in your stands. But I guess this team, like they called the producer of them and they were like, "Hey, these aren't sex mannequins, right?" And they said no, and then they still got sex mannequins. So I don't know. I mean, it would be a good study on processes and how this all went down that they got them in the stands. For me, it's tough, and I think it's always loop it back to your sports teams. If the Yankees do this, the Yankees wouldn't do this. We're the Yankees. We don't put sex mannequins in the chairs. If the Knicks did it, Schefter would already have the tweet out.
Yeah. There's a quote here that says, there must have been a countless number of people involved in getting that approved, shipped, dressed, and seated. In that process, no one thought to question the visuals of these mannequins. And like they dressed them and clothed them and hid anything sexual about them just to fill stands. I don't see what the problem is here at all. I think, cancel culture has found its way to the South Korean football team and they're getting railroaded. They did everything right.
People get freaked out by the porno stuff, man. That's why you need to get in there and do one.
If they had if you could tell, like if they didn't have the mask over their mouths or they had the fake tits and all that, whatever it is, that would be very creepy. Like I'd be complete, but they went through good lengths.
You can't even try it creepy.
Just oh my God. But they went through good lengths. They didn't dress
advantage.
Even if they dressed them like skimpy, like in like crop tops and like bathing suit tops, that would be still, I would be very much on the other side of it. But they put them in jumpsuits and masks.
And I think that's the final conversation. And we're talking about the processes here. At some point, they received all of the sex mannequins and they realized they were sex mannequins. And there was either a Caesar thumbs up, thumbs down. Are we rolling with the sex mannequins? And they said yes.
We'll just make sure that
general society
they can't see.
I mean, what they should have done is they should have put the team logo on them and sold them on the website.
Yeah. Have you ever wanted to fuck a Yankee?
Mm.
Well, this is an Aaron Judge size sex doll. You can see him in right field during the Corona games.
Aaron Judge lady sex doll.
All right. What do?
Bet of the day, it's the bet of the day. Bet of the day, bet of the day.
Bet of the day, it's the bet of the day. Bet of the day. Last episode, I don't know if Jake made a bet. There are some sports going on now. We do have golf in play. We do have soccer. We do have some other things. So Jake, are you going to make a bet? Did we make a bet last Thursday? What's the status of bet of the day? I'm gonna start writing these down on the notes because I need to want to remember.
It's tough to say. I have no idea if we placed a bet on Thursday.
I believe you placed another bet on Ninjas in Pajamas to win.
Oh, a follow-up on Ninjas in Pajamas.
I believe this matchup was against Team Vitality, and you picked the Ninjas.
Yeah, of course he's going to
Yeah.
pick the Ninjas.
Yeah, they were hot.
We're riding the Ninjas for a while.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
May 24th. It looks like Vitality won.
Fuck.
So I mean, take that for what it's worth. Yeah, I mean, let's see if I can get a real Bundesliga game. It looks like they don't play to this weekend. It's brutal, man. We're either betting not real sports or sports.
I mean, I'm over betting the not real sports. I think the joke of it has worn down.
Yeah.
And I'm sick of trying to find out who won or lost. If there's real sports,
I didn't even want it to be a joke. That's
Yeah.
the problem.
If there's real sports, let's bet them. Otherwise, we just play the outro music.
Yeah, I mean, the games aren't till this weekend, so I mean, I'll just start lining up the cheddar for people. You know what? I've got a nice little over in the Bayer Leverkusen game. And this game's on the 23rd, but I'll lay out it'll be Bundesliga week. Problem solved. Boom. Real sports. So yeah, the over in the Bayer Leverkusen Borussia Mönchengladbach game. I just think defenses aren't going to be as tight coming off of the Corona break. You know, defense kind of has to move together and be organized.
Cohesive.
While, you know, on offense, you just need kind of that Wunderstrike. So I'm taking the over in the Bayer Leverkusen Borussia Mönchengladbach game.
Okay, over in the Bayer Leverkusen versus who?
I mean, if we're getting tripped up on Leverkusen, we're not getting the other one. I'll put a link in the sheet.
Okay. I mean, I just wrote Bayer Leverkusen. But I don't know if that's two teams or one team.
So it's Bayer Leverkusen and Borussia Mönchengladbach.
Mönchengladbach. All right, I spelled it all perfectly in the sheet. We'll remember that forever. You're taking the over because defenses aren't going to be as cohesive.
They're not going to be sharp.
Yeah. And you know what, Jake? You know what?
Jake is stupid, but he's smart.
I like your thought process there. I appreciate it. The defenses will be brutal. The goalies, you know.
Guys don't want to touch.
Yeah. Wow. Great call. That's the end of the show. See you guys tomorrow. Thanks for hanging out with us. Thanks for listening. I think we're coming up on 200 reviews on the iTunes podcast app. So if you listen on the iTunes podcast app, leave a review. That would be appreciated. And if not, just leave a comment on YouTube and say, nice shirt, Jake.